Hi, my name's Keith Cooper from Northlight Images, and I'm addressing here a question I'm asked quite often. Typically comes after I've done a new printer review or something like that, and that is making some money from your printer, a business around your printer. Why is this? It's because printers and their supplies can be quite expensive. Once you come, some of the papers can be quite expensive. Certainly rolls of paper can cost you well over £100, £150 for good quality ones. You've got the cost of inks, you've got the cost of the printer, the cost of maintenance. So people quite reasonably think, well, I've got this printer here, and I'm not talking, by the way, about printers like this. This is the Epson 8550. Absolutely superb printer, great for getting into printing, cheap to run, but this is not the sort of printer where you're going to be producing prints to sell, I would suggest. Now, people I know do use it for cards and things like that, but really I'm looking at something a bit more high-end. And in particular, somebody asked me about making use of a printer for providing a print service for people. And, this was initially just to sort of cover some of their costs, make a bit of money. And here's the key question that you need to ask at the start. There is no right or wrong answer in it, but is this a business which has to make a profit, or is it a paid hobby of some sort? Are you just sort of going to do a few prints, sell a few prints, make a few bob on the side, just enough to sort of cover some of your costs? We'll ignore the tax implications of actually doing this as a business or anything like that. I'm going to assume that you'll look into that aspect if need be. It depends where you are, obviously. The key thing is, how are you going to count your time? If it's a hobby, well, you don't really mind. It's part of what you do. If it's a business, you don't really want to be doing stuff just for the sake of it and not getting anything in return for it. So hence you've got to look at your full range of costs. So that's depreciation on the printer and everything. But pick up, no, I don't want this. All I want to do is just offer a service to people that I can do a few prints for them. Right, okay. Who are these people? Now, I've got quite a lot of business videos, and there is an entire playlist, business related to photography, but this goes to any sort of business idea you've got. Who is going to want your prints? Why would they want your prints? How are they going to know about you? Basic marketing. And, why would they want prints off you? I would say up front that if you think you're going to be cheaper than some of the professional services, yes, you may well be, because you're not interested in making money from it. There comes a point, though, that if it does well enough, and obviously you hope it will, then it's going to move from being something that you enjoy doing to something that becomes a little bit of a chore. And if it's a bit of a chore, perhaps you want properly paying for it. And this is why thinking up front about is this a business or not really helps. Now, the person who asked me about this said they were thinking of offering a premium service. Well, how do you define a premium service? How do you know which people will pay for a premium service? What does that actually mean anyway? Does it mean that you're only going to use a few particular types of paper? Now, this one here, this is a Hahnemühle Baryta gloss. It's the same one that this big print up here is printed on. It's from when I was testing the Epson P5300 recently. This is the sort of paper, yes, I would offer a service printing on this sort of. This is expensive though. What are you going to do about handling the images? Because remember, as a premium service, people may expect a bit more. They may expect, for example, that you'll supply them with ICC profiles that they can use for soft proofing. You've also then got to allow for the fact that they may not know how to use them. And here comes the key difficulty with offering a premium service and wanting premium customers. Now, I quite deliberately put that in sort of quotes because you've got to look at what are the costs to you of having extra fussy customers. Whereas I'll do a print here and I think, well, that looks nice. I'll check it for mistakes and anything like that. Is the print as I want? Yeah, that's it. That's great. That's met my requirements, my quality requirements for a print, whether it's one like this, one of my industrial photos, or whether it's something that's out and out more decorative like that. Now, I don't actually make a service of selling prints very often. I do provide stuff, but it tends to be images that size that get printed by third parties and then displayed in various ways. This is Curve Local Theatre. This is at a hotel, a local hotel. There are some of my pictures framed here, but even then, all I had to do was send the images off to the company that was doing the interior decoration, and they arranged for all the printing and everything. I didn't print any of these images, even the smaller ones. I just made sure I charged them suitably for my time, because yes, I am doing this as a business. Now, it's nice to see that and have this picture of my work on display, but you know, it's a business, and that's a difference for it. But I mentioned these premium customers. Not only might they not properly understand how to use profiles, they might send you files which are simply not up to printing. Now, are you going to charge them a lot of money for a print just to show them that their image was rubbish and that made some basic mistake with it and sent it to you? Now, it doesn't take much interaction with a customer to completely lose any profit margins you had. And I'm assuming you're going, even if you're covering your costs, you want to make a little bit of money on it to cover assorted costs. So remember that these premium customers are fussy customers, and fussy customers can be really expensive to support. This is one of the main reasons, and there are other licensing related reasons and things like that. This is one of the main reasons where, even though I make OCC profiles for for when I'm doing the printer testing, and they're very high-end, high-quality printer profiles, I do not offer this as a commercial service, because the kind of people who would pay for the level of profiles or prints that I make would be fussy, and fussy customers cost money. So I produce a profile for somebody. They then get back to me, oh, I don't know, it's not working. What do you mean it's not working? Well, I can't get it to do anything. And I'm thinking, what do you mean you can't get it to do anything? It's an ICC profile. Already just making me think about that, you've cost me money. Now, if I'm running on narrow margins, then quickly I end up losing money, or more to the point, I get somebody who just goes, well, he's no good. I got them to make a profile for me, and then they wouldn't explain to me exactly how to use it. Now, never mind that the person who's asked you for it is, if we're blunt about it, incompetent. Now, I'm helpful with people. If people want to know more, I am happy to explain things. But yeah, I expect people to make a bit of effort. That's why I have, for my own work, I have two prices. I have full price, which is our commercial rates, or free. You're getting the free version. Although, remember, free, that's why there are these little annoying adverts in the videos here, because it's not entirely free. This is I do training as part of my business as well. So, yeah, it does all tie together. But remember this, if you want to just try and make some money from what you've got, think about, first of all, who wants that service? Are they willing to pay for it? Are you willing to do it? And just one little final bit, if it's successful, you end up not really just doing the occasional few prints. You end up running a fulfillment and shipping service, because it's fine me making prints like this that sit here on my desk, or big pile of prints I've got from my testing. That's fine, but I've got to package these up. I've got to ship them off. I've got to cover insurance. I've got to cover shipping losses, all sorts of stuff like this. So yeah, great idea. If you think, yeah, I've got this new printer, I can do a bit of printing for people. Yeah, not so bad. But if you're seriously thinking of doing it as a business, look at it properly. This goes for any form of art printing. It's why I don't offer art reproduction and printing as a service. It is something I have more than enough equipment and expertise to do. But once again, I'll be blunt about it. I don't want to deal with artists. I know plenty of artists. And whenever I talk to them about colour management and things like that, some the eyes glaze over, some go, yeah, well, I just want the colour printing right. Yeah. So, yeah, I will do it for friends. Remember, I said full price or free, because then they go, well, how much will you charge to this? And I said, well, that cost you 400 quid. What? How much? And I'm thinking, yeah, you're paying for my expertise. You're paying for everything I've got here. If you don't want it, have a read of the article and you can see how to do it yourself for free. And that's the difference on it. So, yes, you can have a business for your printer, but careful what you wish for. Hope that's been of some interest. I'll be doing a few more general purpose. So now I've finished the bit of printer testing I've done for the last month or so. I'm going to do a few more sort of general purpose photography and some lens related stuff as well. Hope that's been of interest. Please do, as I said, ask questions and subscribe to the channel. That's appreciated as well. Thank you.